Hey guys, how's it going? I know it's been a very long time since I did my last episode of games I bought recently. Actually, it's been about 7 months because I think it was July I last did mine. And between then and now, it's been a lot of stuff's been going on. I was in school, so I haven't been able to pick up as much stuff. And when I did pick up stuff, I didn't have time to record it. And I had other videos to film, and I went to PAX and everything. And I've been doing other videos and just haven't had enough time to sit down with all the games I picked up and record a games I bought recently episode. So I apologize for this one being very late, and I will try to do one of these at least probably once a month or so I won't have a huge backlog to cover in one video again, hopefully. So without further ado, let's get started with all these games. And I apologize if I mentioned one of these games or a couple of them in the past episode, because I simply can't remember what I picked up. I just basically lumped together everything I think I picked up within the last 7 months. So with that said, let's get started. And the first one I have here is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword with the Wiimote little set. I got this from Walmart on Black Friday, I think, what was it, a year ago or something, and it was only 60 bucks I think, which was a great deal because you get soundtrack and the Wii Motion Plus remote with it. Sadly, I still haven't played it, and I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but I will get around to it someday. Wario Land 4, picked this up on eBay with a pretty good price. I think it was like less than 10 bucks, 8 bucks or something like that. It has a little tear right here, but it's complete in the box, so not bad for that. This I got from Secret Santa. My Secret Santa got me Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, which I've been dying to play because I've never played any of the Mickey Mouse games before. This is Trapped for the PlayStation 2. I got this from PAX Prime, and I bought this on the cover art alone because I don't know, I just like the cover art, you know, back in the day how you used to do that. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 bucks, so I decided to pick it up. And I guess it's like a trap kind of a game. You lure your enemies into traps and you kill them, I guess. At least that's what the guys told me that I was hanging out with at PAX. So they said it was pretty good, so I picked it up. Haven't played it yet though. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Got this for cheap because GameStop's, you know, axing all their Wii games, and you'll see later on I picked up a shitload of Wii games for very cheap because they had them like buy one get one half off or something. So the Kirby's Epic Yarn is very cheap. You can pick that up at GameStop for like less than 10 bucks now. The Sly Collection, I got this on Black Friday for 10 bucks. Haven't played it. It's still sealed, as you can see. But for 10 bucks, you know, you can't go wrong with that. A lot of these games I haven't played yet, so I'm kind of ashamed to say that because I just haven't really gamed a whole lot within the past, you know, month or two. I have played some, but the games that I have played, I've dived into them like hardcore and put bunches of hours into them, rather than just playing, you know, a game here and there and, you know, stop playing them for a little while. The games I played, I've played the hell out of them. So that explains why I haven't played some of these. Xenoblade Chronicles, I know this is a big time sink, which is one reason I haven't got into it, but I wanted to pick it up before it got hard to find. Not sure if it's really hard to find, but I am looking forward to it when I get around to playing it. Hopefully. This one I did play. I think I put about 40 hours into it. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now I was debating on getting this or Forza Horizon. And ultimately I got this one because Criterion developed it. And they are the makers of Burnout Paradise, one of my favorite racers ever. Slash driving games, whatever you want to call them now. This is basically Burnout Paradise 2, in my opinion. They have the billboards, the roadblock things you can run through and collect all of those. Crash through, just like on Burnout Paradise 1. They also have the races. It's in a big open world, so you can just race to events on a street corner, and you automatically get into a race if you want to. And in the middle of the race you can stop if you don't feel like finishing it and just go run around and find billboards or whatever. And just like I said about Burnout Paradise years ago, I think of Burnout Paradise and this more as a open world driving adventure game, rather than just a racing game, because it's much more than that. And I highly recommend this. The soundtrack sucks. That's the only bad thing about this game. Is the soundtrack sucks. The car selections is very vast. There's tons of new cars, and I think they update, with new cars that come out in real life. They update them, put them in this game. Like I think they put the fastest car in the world. They put that in this game, and you can actually drive it, which is really cool. Graphics are beautiful, really realistic looking. There's nothing bad I can say about this game except the soundtrack is shit. But if you want a good driving game, pick this one up. I haven't played Forza Horizon, so I can't really say much about that. But from what I played, this is excellent. Really highly enjoy that. If you like Burnout Paradise, that's the one to get because it's basically Burnout Paradise 2. Ghost Squad. This is a cheap game you can get for the Wii for like $6 GameStop. It's a light gun game, very campy, very kind of cheesy, and I recommend it. It's lots of fun, especially if you have that the peripheral little plastic handgun. You slide your Wiimote in. Works really great with this. Army 2, I got this for Christmas, which explains the platinum hits. So I wanted to play this because I heard it was pretty good back in the day. My friend wanted to play it with me, so I just wanted that, and it was a cheap game. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. I wanted to get Street Fighter 4 for the longest, but I knew I wasn't that good at fighting games, and I didn't want to pay that much and get frustrated that I paid that much for it. So I waited for it to drop down in price, and then they kept coming out with new editions. So this is the one I finally settled for, because my friend has it and we play online. And I did get the 3DS version. I enjoyed it. I like playing as Jury. And other than that, I'm not that good at it, but I like to pretend I am. Dark Messiah Might and Magic Elements. I heard really great things about this game from people in the community. It was very cheap, and I heard it's like Skyrim on rails, or Oblivion on rails. So it's a cheap 360 game, so I just decided to pick it up. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I'm a big Halo fan, so when this came out, it kind of tied me over until Halo 4. It's HD version of the first Halo, and it has, the thing that kind of sold me was the new multiplayer aspects that they added, because you can they made a HDified version of Hang 'em High, which is my favorite Halo 1 map, and you can actually play online multiplayer in that sense. And it was a cheap initial price. It was like $40, so I had to pick it up. Binary Domain. I heard this was a sleeper hit, I should say, for the 360. It came out last year. That being said, I had to pick it up because I believe my friends in the gaming community's opinion way over any reviewers. So as you can see, it's still sealed, but I got it for, I think it was like $15. Not bad. Singularity, another game that I heard was really good, but didn't get reviewed very well. Got this for like $10 on GameFly. Another good one. We're not even close to the end. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. This game is like a squad-based shooter based in the Resident Evil universe. And it kind of takes place over the span of like Resident Evil 2 and 3. And I really liked it. It got shitty reviews, but I say play the game for yourself because you can get it for like $10 used. And the squad-based, it's kind of a team game that you need to play with a team, otherwise it won't be that fun, in my opinion. I did play a little bit single player, and I really enjoyed it. There's some frustrating parts because there's like a rolling mechanic where you can just jump and roll. It's stupid. You kind of dive like head first, and it looks really stupid. There's certain parts, like certain levels, where the zombies just rush you endlessly, and they will not stop rushing you until you figure out what you're supposed to do. And that happened to me at the end of the game, and it got kind of frustrating until I figured out what to do. Also, the game's kind of linear in the sense that you can just run to the end without killing anybody, in a sense. Certain levels you can do that, and it'll just take you to the next checkpoint, and you reload to the next scenario of the game. And it kind of defeats the purpose of, fighting through hordes of zombies, but you can just run through them to the end, to the next checkpoint. So, but if you play it right, it is actually a pretty good game and has some redeeming qualities to it. So, I say give it a shot for cheap price. Never Dead. I heard some decent things about this game too. And I picked this up off the Microsoft Store website. They had like a deal going on where it was like, I don't even think it was like $10. I think it was like $8 brand new. Still sealed, haven't played it, but you know, for that price, why not? Same thing with Darkness 2. Like I said, guys, GameFly has excellent deals, because you know how games drop nowadays, like less than a month after they're released. You can tell if a game did well or not depending on how much it dropped. And Darkness 2 I don't think did that well, but like I said, you can get these games on GameFly with case and manual for a very good price. And I think what did I pay for this? $10. You know, worth a shot. I could pay $10 for 6 games and wait and get them for the price of a new release game. So I'd rather wait, because I'm cheap ass. Asura's Wrath, same thing. I think I got this for like $12, $13. Heard excellent things about it. And this is one of the games that I want to actually play next. So it's on the top of my to-do pile. Saints Row the Third. This game I heard great things about, and I did play a lot of this because I was itching to get a Grand Theft Auto game, because I'm not really that fan of Grand Theft Auto per se, but I like the kind of offshoot games of them. This is exactly what I was looking for, because it doesn't take itself seriously, but it still does the Grand Theft Auto, you know, style, and you'll get what you want out of this game if you want Grand Theft Auto. But it's got a lot of sense of humor, which is what I was looking for. You know, customizing your costumes, customizing your character, you know, just Grand Theft Auto type of stuff you can do. You can just run around shooting everybody. There's missions to do, tons of weapons. You can have your street crew pal around with you. And sadly I didn't put enough time into this, but I do want to go back to it. But from what I did play, blows Grand Theft Auto out of the water, in my opinion. So give that a shot. Save that one. Halo 4, I played a shit ton of this when it came out. Got a release date, excuse me. Halo for me is all about the multiplayer. First, starting this off, I didn't like it because it was different. I was used to, up until this game came out, I was playing Halo Reach. That came out 2 years ago. I would play it every other day, just multiplayer. Because for me, Halo is the game that I play almost religiously. Because when Halo 3 came out in 2007, I played that up until Halo Reach came out. Religiously, just big team battle, squad based game, whatever. I would just play the hell out of it. And same thing with this. I didn't like it because it was different than Halo Reach. It seemed like they added way too much Call of Duty aspects to it, which I still think they do, because you can get your loadouts in the beginning. You can pick your weapons at the beginning. I really don't like that. When the match starts, there's weapons that spawn in the map area, and they don't respawn. Like, the same weapons don't really respawn. And what I mean by that is, like, if you play Big Team Battle on Halo 3 or Halo Reach, the Spartan laser will be in the middle of the map, always at the beginning of the game, and it will respawn every couple minutes in that same spot. This game, that doesn't really happen. It's kind of randomized. Stuff doesn't really drop, especially if you're playing on a Team Slayer. They don't drop again. They might at the beginning of the match, but they won't drop again exactly the same spot or at the same time period. And weapons aren't really around the battlefield. You can pick them up from your fallen enemies and comrades, but the way to get weapons is from weapon drops, which is another Call of Duty aspect. And I like Call of Duty, but if I wanted to play Call of Duty, I'd play Call of Duty. You know, I have Modern Warfare 3 and stuff like that. If I wanted to play those, I would play those. Halo is different. That's why I liked Halo. And when you start mixing aspects of the games together, they kind of, you have a hard time finding differences with them. And they mesh too much. I like them to be different. That's why I like Halo more, because it's different than Call of Duty. If I want to play Call of Duty, I'd play Call of Duty. And but like I said, after giving it a chance, I like it. Not as much as Halo 3 or Reach, of course, because nothing will top Halo 3 in my opinion. But I still like it. I still play it. Not nearly as much as the other ones, but I still play a good bit of it, and I did enjoy it. And as far as the campaign, I played much later. The campaign, on the other hand, is probably my favorite campaign ever. I won't go too much into it, but it's mostly about Cortana, which I really like. The relationship between Cortana and Master Chief, it's more about that than anything. And do yourself a favor, play the campaign. It's probably the best campaign I've played in the Halo series. Oh boy, okay, Resident Evil 6. I got this on release day. I should have waited. But I'm a giant Resident Evil fan. I started on Ada's campaign and I didn't like it at all. Because her campaign is like a stealth mission, and I just don't think Resident Evil is a stealth mission. It shouldn't be like Metal Gear Solid. Like, I alerted one zombie and then all of a sudden 18 zombies come flooding at me in a submarine, nowhere to run, and they just kill me, and you have to restart the mission, being super secretly quiet and all that. Some of the zombies can shoot at you. It loses the Resident Evil style for me. I tried so hard to like it, I really did, but starting off on Ada's mission, it's bad. Do not start with Ada's mission. Please do not. Do not start with Ada's mission. Man, because you're in a confined space and the camera doesn't work in the confined space. Like in Resident Evil 4 and 5, you're out in the open for the most part. And the camera, if it gives you trouble, you can work with it because you're in a big open field. In the submarine, it does not work at all. At all. And these big giant boomer looking giant fat zombies just start rushing you, and they knock you over, and the camera's just going crazy, doesn't know where to go because it's hitting walls, and it's just awful, the camera in the Ada missions. The Ada missions do introduce some old school puzzles, which is cool, similar to the old Resident Evils, which, you know, is pretty cool. But you know, upon playing more of it, it's getting better, but please do not start with Ada's campaign. I don't think it'll leave a sour taste in your mouth from the rest of the game. And I don't think it's really fair to the game per se, but it's not that good, the Ada missions. Okay, Ni no Kuni. I opened it, but I haven't played this yet because I know this is a huge time sink, but this is probably the next game I'm going to play because I can't really wait to play it. And I've heard nothing but good things. Not one bad thing have I heard about this game, so I'm just going to leave that one alone for now because I'll come back to you when I actually do play it. Okay. Metroid Zero Mission, got this for Christmas. Looking forward to playing that soon. GameStop is axing their GameCube games and their PS2 games, and the GameCube games are, I think they were 75% off. So this one I know was very expensive at some point, Mario DDR, and I think this still comes with a code. Hopefully it wasn't used already. The manual's in it, and I think I paid like $4 for this, and at one time I think it was going for like 49 or 50 bucks, so that's pretty good. Like I said, they didn't have a bunch of good selections, but I kind of just picked up what they had. Sphinx got this for like $1, I think. You know, for 75% off, you got to do it. Midway Arcade Treasures 3 got this for like $1 or $2. Has some good games on here. Hydrant Thunder, a lot of the racing games, Off-Road Thunder, stuff like that. And Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. Once again, like $1 or $2. It's like Tony Hawk, so I love Tony Hawk, so why not? And let's see. Here are the Wii games I got. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, which I recommend you do, because a lot of times I'll post some pickups that I got before I get around to doing a video of it, so you'll see what I have. So follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'll leave links below.